Hello, dear students. Welcome to the Insights of Viral's Microwave series. Today, I'm going to complete with the bacterial metabolism portion. And today is the last topic of phototrophy. It's a very small topic, anoxygenic phototrophy. So we'll learn in detail in today's session that what is anoxygenic photosynthesis, what type of photosystem this particular group of organism are going to utilize, and what are the examples of anoxygenic phototrophs, and how they are going to generate their ATP and reducing power for the carbon dioxide fixation. So let's move on. So as we already learned about the oxygenic photosynthesis, we have already learned about what is cyclic photophosphorylation, what is non-cyclic photophosphorylation, and how the oxygenic phototrophic bacteria are going to produce their ATP and reducing power. And during dark reaction, how they are utilizing this ATP and reducing power for the fixation of carbon dioxide that we have already learned about. Right. So today's session, I'm going to complete with the bacterial metabolism, that is a part of MI 302 Unit 3 as per the Gujarat University syllabus. So let's start with anoxygenic photosynthesis. Now, I just want to explain you about that around 5 different groups of organisms who are following anoxygenic photosynthesis. This anoxygenic photosynthesis is at, see here the pigment as compared to oxygenic photosynthesis. As you know that chlorophyll is present in oxygenic phototrophs. Now here in anoxygenic phototroph, the pigment is different. It is bacteriochlorophyll, right? So you remember this difference. First difference is pigment as compared to oxygenic. Oxygenic photosynthetic bacteria possess chlorophyll, whereas anoxygenic phototrophs possess bacteriochlorophyll. Bacteriochlorophyll can absorb light at very higher wavelength as compared to the chlorophyll. So the range of absorption of light of bacteriochlorophyll is in infrared wavelength. So this is the second difference, that chlorophyll and bacteriochlorophyll can absorb a light at a different wavelength. Now the third difference between oxygenic and anoxygenic photosynthesis is oxygenic photosynthesis follows two photosystems simultaneously, whereas anoxygenic photosynthesis follows only one photosystem. Right. So this is the third difference. Now the fourth difference between oxygenic photosynthesis and anoxygenic photosynthesis is anoxygenic photosynthesis is not going to produce oxygen, means it is not going to accept the electron from H2. Right. So oxygenic photosynthesis follows production of oxygen, whereas anoxygenic photosynthesis will not going to produce oxygen. So these four main difference are there between these two photosynthesis process. So you have to keep it in your mind. These are the differences. Now, 5 different groups of organisms follow anoxygenic photosynthesis. The first one, that is known as proteobacteria. Now, this proteobacteria possess purple sulfur and purple non-sulfur bacteria. So, you can see from this figure that see this P870, right? This is a reaction center. 870 means it's a higher wavelength as compared to the oxygenic photosynthesis. It's get energized, and this electron will be passed to bacteriochlorophyll and to electron transport chain, and via proton motive force it is going to produce NADP, right? Now, by the use of ATP synthase enzyme, they are also going to produce ATP. So this is a group of proteobacter, that is purple sulfur or purple non-sulfur bacteria, who are following this system. Now this purple sulfur bacteria generally copying the photosystem 2, which is present into the oxygenic photosynthesis. So you have to keep it in mind. Purple non-sulfur bacteria follow the system of photosynthesis, which is same, almost same as a photosystem 2 present into the oxygenic photosynthesis. Now, the second group of bacteria who follow anoxygenic photosynthesis, they are known as chloro B or chloroflexi. Chloro B contain green sulfur bacteria. Chloroflexi contain green non-sulfur bacteria. Now, this particular group of organisms follows, let's see the system. See, they follow same as purple non-sulfur bacteria. This particular group of organisms also absorb light and energize the reaction center. They are also simultaneously reducing power, and by the use of ATP synthesis, they are also going to produce ATP. Now, see, this electron transport is actually by the proton motive force. Right. Now, one more thing is here. See, in case of oxygenic photosynthesis, H2O was there for the replacement of electron. Now, here you can see that this particular group of organisms only follow cyclic photophosphorylation. Right. So, electron is in a cycle. Now, the question is how the electron is going to be replaced. So, for the replacement of electrons, they are utilizing hydrogen sulfide or elemental sulfur as electron for the replacement of electrons. They are not utilizing H2O. That's why they are not going to release oxygen into the atmosphere. Now, one more thing I want to mention over here that this particular group of organisms, most of them are anaerobic. So keep it in mind that anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria, most of them are anaerobes. Okay. Now the last topic of the phototrophy is rhodopsin based phototrophy. So let's move on. Now, okay. So rhodopsin based phototrophy. See, it is this particular phototrophy is attached with the archaebacteria actually, and the group of organism is halobacteria, halophiles. Now, this rhodopsin is also sometimes known as archirhodopsin, and the structure of rhodopsin is just like a retina, which is present into the vertebrate's eye. Right, it's a molecule of same molecule, almost same molecule, which is present into the retina of vertebrates' eyes. So one unusual form of phototrophy is used by archaea without the use of chlorophyll or bacteriochlorophyle. Instead, these organisms use a bacteriorhodopsin, right, which is also known as archirhodopsin. When the rhodopsin absorbs light, it undergoes a conformational change, pumping of a proton across the cell membrane and leading to the development of a proton motive force without the participation of an electron transfer. So they are all only following proton motive force for the ATP synthesis and reducing power generation. I hope you clear with this oxygenic photosynthesis as well as an oxygenic photosynthesis and rhodopsin based phototrophy too. Okay. So stay safe. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you, everyone.